Hello guys and welcome back to my series Code Realize. Sorry it's been a while since I posted the last video, but I literally haven't even set up my desk since then. So much real life stuff happening and not any time to play anything at all. But we're back and we're just got done with the attempted train robbery and we found the leader of Twilight. Ended up being Cardia's brother, and so many questions just got raised all of a sudden. So, and you know, they obviously Lupin saved him, and then they left. Probably head back to the mansion. Here we go. Vampire Requiem. Cece, it's time to eat. I pour some dog food into the plate and place it on the floor. Cece eagerly runs to it. Yes, we sleep together every night. That's kind of weird. Creepy a little bit. If I was born a dog, I could sleep with Cardia. I don't think I'd want to be a human either if I was a dog. I just get to be pet and be fed food. The Count joins in our conversation as he reads the newspaper. Impy stands up and starts flailing and causing a commotion around the table. Cece, stop it. Impy saved your life. Cece comes back to eat when I call out to him. Several days have passed since we failed the kidnapping mission. Surprisingly, not much has changed around us since then. Twilight didn't find out where we are, and we haven't faced any sort of danger. On the surface, our days are more peaceful than ever. On the surface. And yet... Twilight's leader, Finnis, who claimed to be my brother. It seemed that he is the person Van Helsing had mentioned before. Back on the train, Van Helsing had been ready to kill him. He hasn't told any of us the reason why. My own mysteries about the poison in my body and my missing father, what happened to my memory. They've only become more confusing since the boy appeared, claiming to be my brother. And after our encounter with him, it felt like the horologium in my chest grew hot. It's back to normal now. I wonder what that was about. I know, you were played.
Oh yeah. バンは意外に冷静なのですね。黄昏の長を務める人物。フィーニスという少年に相当な恨みを持っているようだと聞きましたが。
And Helsing puts his tea down and lets out a deep sigh.
もはや隠し立てしても意味はないか。確かに、それは間違いない。紛れもなく。私の狙いはフィーニスだ。
I really like Van Helsing's hairstyle. I don't know why. Just long on one side and short on the other. His firm voice echoes in my ears.
今回は気を逃したが、次はそうはいかない。次こそは必ず私の手で奴を始末する。それだけだ。
You'll make sure that he dies, huh? I know it was you that tried to kill him in the first place. It wasn't some secondhand information that you got. Van Helsing. Van Helsing looks calm as he speaks, but at the same time he looks like a string wound so tight it would break with a touch. That reminds me, Venice is definitely a concern, but there is something else I'm curious about.
昔のよしみだ。どうか銃を下ろしてくれないか、ヴァン。
There was an older man named Alistair. He seemed to know Van Helsing, but he was very much part of Finis's group. I wonder how they know each other. Every time we spoke about the mission, we tended to focus only on Finis. I couldn't find the right time to tell the others about that other man. And since Van Helsing doesn't seem to want to mention anything about him, maybe I shouldn't bring it up? The feeling of failure from the other day starts to wear on us. Poor Victor. I realize that Victor is clutching his head with an extremely gloomy look. What's the matter? Are you still hung up on that mission?
もうみんな暗くなりすぎだって。結果はどうあれ、俺たちは全員無事だったし。バンも言ってるけど、次の機会を待とうじゃないの。
ええ、それにこれは決して楽観的なだけの意見ではありません。敵の正体が知れた今、私たちには対策の手段が一つ増えたということでもあるのですから。
いや、今のため息はそういう感じのものじゃなくて。
なんだ、はっきりしないな。言いたいことがあるなら伝わるように言え。
うん。そうだね。みんなにも話しておくことにするよ。これは僕一人が抱え込む問題じゃない。
We all stopped eating at Victor's serious tone.
実は。でもやっぱりな。
もうなんだよ。はっきりしろって。
He's like, hurry up, man, just do it.
私は大方予想がついていますけどね。
Of course you would. I have no idea myself. Tell us, Victor.
実はお金がないんだ。
He's like very timidly saying this. No money?
うん。少し前から僕がみんなのお金を管理する経理の役割をすることになったよね。
なあ、俺らの所持金は全部フランに預けて、それぞれの必要予算に合わせて再分配するってやつだよな。
今までは適当に出し合って、そこから適当に使ってたもんな。
なんという金銭管理だ。呆れるな。生活力皆無とはこのことだな。
所持金皆無が偉そうに。
生活力だけではなく思考能力も皆無なのか。弾丸の調達には金がかかる。それくらい子供でも理解できることだ。
生活力皆無か。本当にそうだよね。一体どうしてこんなことに。
What do you mean?
それが経理を担当することになったその日、驚愕の事実に僕は直面したんだ。そもそも管理するべきお金がなかったんだよ。
やはりそうでしたか。あなたが財布を開いてはため息をつく姿、よく見かけていましたからね。
他人事じゃないですよ、伯爵。もはや一刻の猶予もないんですよ。このままじゃ日々の食事すら。
マジかよ。 なんでそんなことになってんの？さては誰か着服しやがったな。
インピー、君、オーニソプターの整備にいくら使ったか覚えてる？
あえ
なんだ、原因インピーかよ。本当にお前ってやつは。
ルパン、君の逃走用グッズの制作費、最初に申請を受けた額の軽く3倍はあったんだけど。
ああ、いや、新しいアイディアを思いついちまってつい。
金の管理すらできないくせに国家の諜報組織とやり合うつもりか。はあ、どこまでも先が思いやられるな。
それは僕のセリフだよ、バン。君の弾丸の代金はインピーやルパンより高いんだからね。
なんだと？
So you didn't use much money for your own research, Victor?
僕が一番使ってます。
I used more than everybody else. What? I didn't hear you. Say that again.
僕が一番使ってます。
Poor Victor. You did?
なんだよ、フランだって人のこと言えねえじゃん。
なるほど。皆さんだけの責任というわけではないから言い出せなかったんですね。
本当に反省してます。誘拐作戦の時、いろいろな薬品を作りすぎちゃって。金に糸目はつけないから役に立つもん作ってくれってルパンにも言われてたし。
So it's your fault, Lupin.
おっ、矛先がこっちに。
それとルパン、情報を集めるのに金がいるって随分な額のお金を持っていったよね。
そりゃ仕方ねえよ、必要経費だ。人の心を分かりやすく動かすにはそれ相応の金がいるんだよ。
インピーには予備エンジン用の補助燃料を作ってくれって泣きつかれたし。
そんなこと言ったっけな。
How about you, Van Helsing? Did you ask Victor for anything? Silence.
バンは新型の弾薬を作らなければどうなるか分かってるなって。
His impression of Van Helsing was pretty cute. Van Helsing shouldn't go around threatening your teammates.
実際その銃弾にお前たちは救われている。とやかく言われる筋合いはないぞ。
He's like, whatever.
要するに全員に責任があるということですね。
Saint Germain was like, I just walked to my destination.
てか、マジで食費も怪しいレベルなの？
そうだね。しばらくは屋敷に備蓄された保存食とかで上をしのがないといけないかも。
弾薬もすでに残弾は少ないが。
その場合は銃で殴って戦うとか。
ま、銃などただのツールに過ぎない。いざとなれば投手空拳だな。
人間兵器も金の力には勝てねえんだな。
インピーは機械いじり禁止。
What did Van Helsing have for money before he came to this group? He's got to have lived somewhere and had money coming in from somewhere, and then it just all vanished whenever he joined them for some reason.
ちょっと待ってよ。機械いじりは俺にとっちゃ空気吸うくらい当たり前のことなんだよ。死んじゃうって。
僕だって日課の実験を我慢するんだ。協力してほしいな。
まずいぞ。食料はともかく黄昏に襲われた時 金欠で戦えねえなんてシャレにもなんねえ。
He's like, we can live without food as long as we survive Twilight. I guess no one is safe from poverty. This is becoming a depressing conversation.
そうだ。さんちゃん。
ダメですよ。さすがに皆さんの無計画な散財のフォローをしたいとは思えません。
He's like, no, you're getting no money from me.
そんなこと言わずにさ、さんちゃんの古美術品ちょこっと売るだけで相当な値段になるんじゃないかななんて。
なるほど。私の美術品に手をつけると。構いませんが、それ相応の仕置きは覚悟してくださいね。
Suitable punishment. What's this? Saint Germain is smiling his usual smile, but I sense a deep anger underneath.
さんちゃん、いや、さん様。
He's like, that's funny. He changes his etiquette. He's like, Mr. Saint Germain.
やめとけ。これ以上何か言うとお前屋敷から追い出されちまうぞ。
I know, right?
おとなしくしてます。
If man will not work, he shall not eat.
I totally forgot that there's like an English line in here.
働ける者は働く。それが社会の掟というものです。皆さんの才能を生かしてお金を稼いではいかがですか？
僕たちの
才能？
ならばルパンが適任だろう。不正に金を貯めている者から金品を盗んでくればいい。
はあ？嫌だね。それじゃ犯罪じゃねえか。
泥棒が犯罪をして何が悪い？
泥棒は泥棒でも泥棒紳士だっつってんだろ。紳士は自分のためじゃなく他人のために動く。自分の都合で盗みを働かない。それが俺の信条だ。
Then how did you make money up until now?
悪党を懲らしめ不正に得た金を元の持ち主に返す。その過程でちょっとばかり手間賃をもらうのさ。
Small handling fee.
ならそういう輩を見つけ出してきて盗み出し手間賃を手に入れればいいだろう。
それじゃ自分の都合になっちまうだろう。自分のために動いた瞬間からもう泥棒紳士とは言えねえのさ。
ややこしいやつなんだよ、ルパンってやつはさ。
I think he's very cool though. Everyone turns to me. That's just what I think. I step right out of the excuse, but Lupus smiles and thanks me.
ルパンがダメとなると僕たちも仕事口を探さなくちゃいけないね。お金稼ぎに時間を取られては本末転倒だから、何か特技を生かして短時間で大きくお金を得られるような仕事。
カジノで稼ぐってのは？
この間の騒動で俺たちが稼ぎまくっただろ。ブラックリストが回ってどこもしばらくは出入り禁止だ。
We won that much?
うん、確かにあれが全部手元に残っていれば今頃こんな心配はしなくていいんだけどね。
そうそう、誰かさんの襲撃のおかげでね。
And Helsing doesn't react to Impy at all, but his eyes narrow as he reads the newspaper in front of him.
いい仕事がある。
He lays the newspaper down on the table and gestures towards the page.
この新聞の3面を見てみろ。
Classifieds, help wanted, looking for a teacher to teach at North London's seminary.
北ロンドン学寮学校。そこ女子校じゃんか。よし、そこに決めた。
All girls school, let's go.
インピーは面接で落とされるね、絶対。
Probably not.
動機不純のためというやつですね。
Yep. You're going to teach Van Helsing?
違う。その下に載っている大きな広告の方だ。
It's funny that below is a glossary term. Reward posted? The Adele of Brutus firm has received a note informing them of the intent to rob this year's annual outdoor auction.
アデル&ブルータス商会ってロンドンマフィア連合の表向きの名前じゃないか。
ほほう、そんな場所に犯罪予告とは随分大胆なことをしますね。
The thief is after a pendant called Nefaritus Saber. The thief has been reportedly committed crimes by appearing suddenly out of the darkness. A detailed description is unavailable as witnesses are knocked out with one blow.
この盗賊はお前じゃないのか、ルパン。
暴力なんて下品な方法には頼らねえよ。近頃ロンドンを騒がしてる強盗野郎のことだろ。こういうやつがいるから泥棒の品位が落ちるんだ。
泥棒の品位って言葉に著しい矛盾を感じるな。
No, that would be a crime in itself. I recall that Lupin mentioned something like this before. A spokesman for the firm says our firm will not yield to such threats.
本当にルパンじゃないの？
違うっつうの。
We have decided to place a bounty on this thief. The reward is 10 million. We await the attendance of bounty hunters who are confident in their skills.
1000万？そんだけあったら欲しかったあの部品からこんな装置まで。
手に入れてもない金の勘定するなよ。だが悪い話じゃないな。
この盗賊が予告状通りにオークション会場に現れるなら話は簡単だな。私たちが出向いてそのまま捕まえてしまえばいい。そうすれば金の心配はなくなる。
でもマフィアに関わるんだよ。見返りは大きいけど危険じゃないかな。
相手が相手ですからね。面倒さで言えば私もあまり気が進みませんね。
俺は金が稼げりゃ何でもいいんだけどな。
お前たちが反対するならば私一人でも捕まえてくるが、カルディア、お前はどう判断する？
I'm surprised he's asking her opinion. He really just does what he wants. Ep.5, I can't really say. Can't really say at this point.
気が合うな。俺も保留だね。どんな盗賊かもわからねえ状況じゃ賛成とも反対とも言えないじゃんか。
That's strange.
何が？
You're being cautious for once.
そりゃそうだよ。優秀な技術者ってのは慎重に物事を考えるもんさ。
慎重な技術者が爆発する発明品なんか作るわけねえだろうな。
Either way, there's no way to make that call unless we get more information.
判断はその場でしたらどうだ？状況不利と感じたら参加しなければいいだけのこと。
そうですね。バンの言うことももっともです。
Alright. After we talk some more.
では、まずは現場に赴き、様子を見る。その場の判断以下で参加するかを決める。それでいいな。
Yes, I think it's a good plan.
野蛮な盗賊風情なんざ、この泥棒紳士ルパン様にかかればちょろいもんだろうよ。
泥棒が泥棒を捕まえようとは、なんともキーな展開ですね。
Yep. That is a well-known saying. And Helsing stares at the newspaper.
ノスフェラトゥのサーベルか。
What's the matter?
いや、なんでもない。美しいペンダントだと思っただけだ。
The article does have a photograph of the pendant, but the printing is grainy and hard to read. Van Helsing seems broody as he stares at the picture. Later, we arrive at the auction site. Among the well-dressed ladies and men are rough-looking security guards in black. This is the casino we went to before. Lupin nods. They can do it all in the same place then.
会場設営にも結構金をかけて客を呼び込んでるからな。最大限に活用しようって腹だろうさ。
でも入って大丈夫かな。バンは以前ここで大暴れしてるじゃないか。警備員だって何人も混沌させてたし。
そもそもバン自身がどこかに行っちゃったしな。臆病風に吹かれて逃げちゃったとか。
No, he's probably just hiding. Since he did cause a scene last time. Oh no, there he is.
誰が臆病風に吹かれたのと？
うわ、いたの？
Hiding in plain sight.
噂をすれば影ですね。
Nature Bay came. Wasn't really expecting him to come. Van Helsing, where were you?
主催者に掛け合ってきた。私の参加を歓迎するようにな。
I guess that's better than sneaking around and hiding. Even after what happened last time, are you sure it's alright?
逆にその腕を見込んでと許可が下りた。過去の栄光にすがるわけではないが、この名前もまだ通用するらしいな。
吸血鬼戦争の英雄。武力が重要となるこの場では当然の判断といったところでしょうか。
We agree with the count and make our way to the venue. There is a large tent alongside where the auction is taking place. Inside are more elegant people, but the corner is strange. But one corner is strange.
今回の獲物は俺がもらう。はっ、バカ言うな。こんだけ高額の報奨金だぜ。誰が譲るかよ。
There's a group of fierce-looking men gathered in one corner-looking tent. Are we going to stand with them?
あの程度の連中、気にかける必要などない。今のお前なら、軽くあしらえる程度の雑魚ばかりだ。
It doesn't seem that way. I look around and spot an unexpected face. Oh. Lupin, that man over there.
ああ、気づいたか。なんであのおっさんがここにいるんだかな。
Well, I guess a thief of this magnitude would probably catch the attention of the royal guard too.
あれはレオンハルト・コノエ兵長だね。普段は王族の護衛をしてるはずだけど、知り合いなの？
Yes, he tried to kidnap me.
さらうってウェールズでのこと？それってやばくね？逃げた方がいいんじゃねえの？
心配すんなって。俺もお前もあの時とは格好が違うし、まず見た目じゃ気づけねえさ。
You're actually not dressed that much differently.
それにあのおっさん、俺たちどころじゃなさそうだぜ。
Yeah, all that he's missing is his cape and his mask. What do you mean? Lupin glances at Leonhardt with a mischievous look on his face.
随分とお高くとなったやつが来てるじゃねえか。お上品な舞踏会なら他は当たるんだな。なんだと？
絡まれてるね。
やれやれ、時と場合を気にしないとああいう目に遭うんですね。状況に合わせた格好をしなければ。
それサンちゃんが言う？
He doesn't count really because I'm sure this auction is going to be worth a lot of money, so Of course, it would attract rich people who are not going to just dress like normal commoners.
バウンティーハンターの皆様、本日はよくお集まりいただきました。
It's really loud. Also, it's capping out my audio, which makes making it sound really bad. A man dressed in black appears on the main stage with a bright smile.
今回の懸賞金支払い条件についてご説明させていただきます。
説明が始まったようだね。
臆していても始まりませんし、行ってみましょうか。
Are you sure we'll be alright? Our clothing stands out too. Do you think they'll hassle us like Leonhardt?
ご心配なさらず、私たちに近寄ってくる輩は絶対にいませんよ。
I wonder where the Count gets his confidence. I realize what he means as soon as we head into the crowd.
おい、あれ、ヘルシングじゃねえか。
Yeah, I guess with him hanging out with you guys, no one would really bother you.
ヘルシングって英雄ヘルシングか。
吸血鬼戦争じゃ。もう一人の相棒と二人で吸血鬼のアジトを壊滅させたって話だぜ。マジかよ。さすがは人間兵器だな。
And Helsing leads the way, and the men around us step aside respectively.
こりゃいいや。バン様々だな。
You've got quite the reputation. The MC continues speaking as we make our way towards the stage.
予告状では犯行時間は午後10時。それはつまり本日のメイン商品となるノスフェラトゥのサーベルのオークション中ということです。どのようなことがあろうともオークションをつつがなく進行することが私ども商会における誇り。このような不届きな輩が二度と現れることのないよう、この盗賊に制裁を与える必要があります。手段は問いません。彼を捕まえてください。できれば生きたままで。不慮の事故はなるべく避けたいですが、その時はその時考えましょうか。
There are a few rough laughs and snickers from the bounty hunters in the audience.
なるほど。デッドアライブなわけね。それでヤードの連中はいないわけか。
早い話が見せしめということだろう。
A warning?
マフィアは誇りを何より重んじる。それを苔にした盗賊が許せないんだろう。これだけの額を賞金に掲げ、生死を問わず身柄を確保しようとしていることからも明白だ。
レオンハルトさんがここにいるのは案外それを見越してのことかもしれませんね。対象に手傷を負わせないため、またはヤードで保護するため。私の憶測通りだとしたら、実に正義感の強い御仁ですね。
レオンハルト兵長か。僕が宮廷錬金術師として働いている時もかなり真面目な人だったからな。伯爵の考え当たっているかもしれませんね。
I look over at Lionheart, thinking about our past interaction.
なんだこれ。やんのか俺。うるさい。話が聞こえないではないか。
They're still messing with him.
皆様には今日これよりオークションに出品される商品すべての警護をお願いします。盗賊を捕らえれば1000万、生かして捕らえれば倍の2000万をお支払いしましょう。
Rough cheers rise up throughout the crowd. Why so much to catch him alive?
先ほど言った通りだ。拷問の末に殺すことで我々に手を出す者はこうなると周囲に知らしめる。
Torture, that's something painful, right?
ああ、想像を絶するだろうな。
It seems the thief is in for a miserable fate if we hand him over. I don't feel good about earning money at the expense of someone's life.
ではやめましょうか。
What? The count responds without hesitation.
どうにもこの類の方たちの考えは苦手でして。単純な取り物だったのなら何も口出しするつもりはなかったのですが、あなたの言うようにこの場で受け取れるのは血に汚れた金銭です。
Aw, he's such a stand-up guy.
いくらルパンたちの責任からここにいるとはいえ、私の屋敷で生活する以上、そういったもので稼いだお金は使ってほしくはありませんね。
But we really do need the money.
ええ、ですから今回ばかりは貸しにしましょう。いつかゆっくりと皆で返してくれれば構いません。
それはつまり伯爵が僕たちの生活費を賄ってくれるということですか？
皆さんがある程度のお金を持てるようになるまでですけどね。
おお、サンちゃん優しい。
I guess that defeats the purpose of us coming here then. A murder to set an example. The auction venue echoes with the shouts of greed-fueled glee. I can't help but feel depressed knowing that someone will be killed even if that someone is bad.
安心してください。今回の取り物、皆さんにも参加してもらいます。
Now we're going to protect him, probably.
でも金の問題が解決するなら参加する意味ないんじゃないの？
ええ。ですので、貸しには条件をつけさせてもらいます。盗賊を取り押さえ、レオンハルトさんに匿名で引き渡す。
Yeah, protect him by turning him over to good people who will give him a just ruling instead of just torture and kill him.
これを成し得た時には、皆さんの当面の生活費を私が保証させてもらいますよ。
We all look at one another in response.
随分と善人じみた真似をするな、伯爵。どういう風の吹き回しだ？
どうもこうもありません。ただの気まぐれですよ。私は変わり者の貴族ですから。
The count walks over to the seats to wait for the start of the auction.
ただ、私の屋敷にいる心優しいお嬢さんが悲しい顔をしていましたので、それ
Aww,
がきっかけかもしれませんね。
that's so cute. He caved in because Cardia was looking sad. He quietly says this as he passes by me.
続きまして次の出品はアステカの金の王冠です。
That was really cute. I love Saint Germain so much.
こちらは純金製であることもさることながら、持ち主に支配者としての幸運をもたらすという曰く付きの一品でございます。見てください、この鮮やかな文様。現代にはない古代アステカ文明の洗練されたセンスと卓越した技術を。100万、200万、200万、200万が出ました。他の方はいらっしゃいませんか
？500万だ！
Oh my goodness. Murmurs of surprise erupt at this bid.
金持ちどもの見栄の張り合いか。実にくだらないな。
あ、珍しく同意見。俺もそう思うぜ。
では前言を撤回する。
どんだけ俺が嫌いなんだよ。
The bounty hunters observe the auction from the corner of the venue. Everyone seems to have their own agenda as they lurk in the darkness, waiting for the moment to arrive. With this many people after the thief, are you sure they won't get a head start on us?
その心配はないだろうな。例の盗賊はこれ以前の盗みでは今日以上の警備をやすやすと突破している。ここに集まった連中の中にもそれなりの手だれがいるようだが、到底捕まえられるとは思えんな。
I see. Where did you get all that information?
待っている間に周りの者から聞き出したまでだ。
I simply asked.
この盗賊の襲撃傾向を考えれば予告時間まで私たちの出番はないだろう。
Just as Van Helsing says, there is no indication of the thief's presence. It's almost 10 p.m. and nothing's happened.
さあいよいよ本日のメイン商品の登場となります。ノスフェラトゥのサーベルです。
A woman pushes the cart onto the stage. At the top is a sparkling golden pendant in the shape of a dagger. Even though I'm no connoisseur, I think that's how you say that, art, I can tell that it's worth a lot from the glance at the craftsmanship.
ほう、数百万程度ならば思わず出してしまいそうになるほど美しい品ですね。
That's cute. Saint Germain's like, I kind of want that.
伯爵、真剣に品定めをするのはいいですけど、僕たちの目的を忘れないでくださいね。
こちらはかの吸血鬼戦争の際、吸血鬼たちの統率者であるドラクロワが身につけていたという一品。吸血鬼の持つ飾りには特殊な力が宿るといいます。彼らの驚異的な身体能力が身につくとも言われ、若返り、長寿の効果さえあると囁かれています。この品はその中でも最強の吸血鬼と謳われたドラクロワの首飾り、その効果も期待できることでしょう。
Today is Saturday, and I played my D&D campaign today, which is also set into a vampire world. And my players is going to go meet the vampire for the first time, so I'm just like, this gets me even more excited about it tonight.
こういった下法で出回っている品には興味がないのですが。
Since it's stolen, that he doesn't want it.
あれはどうにも人を引きつける。古美術品コレクターとしての血が騒ぎますね。
うわ、すごい意外な一面。サンちゃんの目が欲にくらんでるよ。
The auction seems to be proceeding smoothly at that moment.
愚昧なる人間ども、汚い手でそれに触れるでない。予告通り、貴様らより我らが宝、奪いに来てやったぞ。
Excited voices echo throughout the area. In reaction to the words "take back," the waiting bounty hunters all leap into action and take out their weapons.
出たか盗賊の野郎、どこにいる？
あそこを見ろ、テントの入り口だ。
One man stands up and points behind us. There is a small figure standing in the dimly lit entrance to the tent. That's a child? Whoever it is strides forward without faltering and raises his voice once he reaches the very center of the tent.
知れ者ども、道を開けろ。世は世が手に入れるべきものをここへ取り返しに来たのだからな。
子供だよな。どう見ても盗賊ってなりじゃねえよ。
At his comment, the others around him start buzzing, and soon the conversation shifts to laughter and ridicule.
おい、ガキ。ここは お前の来るような場所じゃねえぞ。おとなしくお家に帰んな。
A man twice the boy's size approaches him and tries to shoo him off.
ガキだと？余はガキではない。今宵貴様ら人間の宝を奪いに参ったのだ。予告状を出したであろう。
The boy shows no signs of backing down. However, he raises his voice even more. The men around him begin shouting insults at the man who had approached the boy.
おいおい、そんな小さいお子様も追い払えねえのに、どうやって盗賊を相手にするんだよ。
口で泣けてるじゃねえか、デクノボよ。しょうがねえ。言うこと聞かねえガキには多少の仕置きが必要だよな。
The man slowly raises his arm.
それは世への宣戦布告か？後悔することになるぞ。
ふざけたこと言いやがって。
The boy is in danger. No, he's not. I start to move despite myself, but Van Helsing grabs my shoulder.
行くな。危険だ。
I know, right? But
勘違いするな。危険なのは男の方だ。
what? I only took my eyes off them for a second, but the man is suddenly high in the air. A second later, he thuds to the ground.
何をしやがったてめえ。
何をそこまで驚く？世は拳を軽く見舞っただけだ。さて、他に宙を飛びたいものは？
Who is that child?
吸血鬼だ。
Yeah, he's a vampire. Come to take back the king's pendant. What?
吸血鬼。人類では遠く及ばない驚異的身体能力を持ったア人種。あの子がそうだと。
待て待て、いくら吸血鬼の子供だからってあんなに強くねえだろ。
説明してやってもいいが、今その暇はなさそうだ。
Just as Van Helsing says, the boy gracefully leaps onto the stage while everyone around him stands dumbfounded.
聞くがいい、愚昧なる人間どもよ。よこそが夜の王、ノスフェラトゥの長、ドラクロワの名を継ぐ者、ドラクロワ2世である。吸血鬼。
ドラクロワの血族だと？人間への復讐にやってきたんだ。
As soon as they hear his name, people in the crowd begin to scream. The audience panics and the people begin to flee and run about. Why is everyone so upset? It's true the boy did show extraordinary strength, but the people here seem to be afraid of something else. Did you already forget that, like, there was a vampire war and, like, most of them were wiped out?
吸血鬼は長年人々の畏怖の対象でした。そして数年前、人類は吸血鬼を根絶やしにするあることを行いました。それが後に吸血鬼戦争と呼ばれるア人たちの粛清。
Yeah, they told you briefly that Van Helsing fought in that war. And since he's alive, obviously a lot of them died.
そしてその戦争は終結したとはいえ、イギリスの人々は心の中でずっと恐れていたのです。もしも吸血鬼に生き残りがいたならば、私たちは復讐されてしまうのではないか。そんな風にね。
さて、 約束通りにこれはヨがもらっていくぞ。
He shouts at the top of his voice and tucks the pin into his coat.
あいつ商品を捕まえればいいだけのことだ。
The men climb onto stage and point their guns at the young boy.
動くんじゃねえぞ。動いた瞬間にてめえは蜂の巣だ。
ほう、ならばやってみるがいい。
足を狙え。賞金は山分けだ。いいな。
I hear gunshots, however, the boy does not look hurt.
確かに当たったはずだ。なぜ傷がない。
アホが避けたからに決まっておろ
う。バカ言うんじゃねえ。銃弾を避けられる人間なんてこの世にいるわけがねえ。
You guys are so dumb. He just announced that he's a vampire, not a human.
そうか。だがあいにくと世は人間ではない。
The boy takes a fighting stance, and an instant later, all the men but one have fallen to the ground.
バカな。
The last man collapses, and a profound silence fills the room. The boy turns to the audience. There is hatred in his eyes, hatred so great it feels suffocating just to witness.
恐怖せよ人間ども。これが我らの怒り、我らの憎しみだ。世はここに宣言する。吸血鬼の一族は決して貴様たちを許さないことを。貴様らすべてに我らが味わった苦しみと痛みを平等に分け与えることを。
These words cause the panic of the audience to reach new heights, and the screams only get louder. The child on stage watches and laughs, then disappears behind the curtains.
行くぞ。
Where?
あの子供放っておいては何をするかわからない。その手を人の血に染めることもそう遠くはないだろう。あれはそういう目をしている。止めなければいけない。
Van Helsing begins running to the stage. Wait, Van Helsing! I try to follow him, but Lupin grabs me by the hand.
待て待て、落ち着けって。まともに追いかけたところであのおちびちゃんには追いつけねえよ。それにバンのやつもらしくねえ。あんな熱くなるやつじゃねえだろうに。一体どういうつもりなんだかな。
Aren't we going after him?
心配すんな。不愛想メガネだろうとあいつは俺たちの仲間だ。放ってはおかねえよ。今から先回りする。
先回りなんてできるの？どこに逃げるのかもわからないのに。
It's okay, leave it to Lupin to figure it out.
任せとけ。超一流の泥棒紳士アルセーヌ・ルパン様を信じろ。
See, I told you. He'll figure it out. Lupin starts running, and we follow him out of the tent in a rush. We leave the auction venue behind. Soon we arrive at the nearby forest where we had met Van Helsing for the first time.
おいルパン、完全にあさっての方向だぜ。本当にこんなところにいんのかよ。
Never underestimate the mind of a thief.
ああ、間違いなくいる。あいつは見たとこ単独犯だ。いくら強かろうがマフィアみてえな組織相手に逃げ切るのは不可能。必ず一度身近な場所に隠れようとする。ここいらじゃこの森が最も手近だ。俺が以前逃げ込んだようにな。
なるほど。犯罪者心理ということですか。さすが超一流の泥棒紳士ですね。
そういうこと。俺たちとは別の足音。距離が近い。もうすぐだ。
Lupin speeds up and we do our best to keep up with him. We break through bushes into a clearing. The boy from before is standing there, dumbfounded.
なんだ貴様ら。まさかあの場所から追いかけてきたのか？世に追いつける人間がいるとは驚きだな。だがペンダントは返さんぞ。貴様らに捕まってやる義理もない。
We look at each other.
そいつがお前の親父さんの持ち物ってなら取り返す義理はねえ。お前をマフィアに差し出すのもどうやら寝覚めが悪そうだ。
ではなぜ世を追ってきた？物を返せというわけでもなく、囚われろというわけでもない。目的が見えんな。
できれば僕たちは君に自首をしてほしいんだ。もちろんマフィア相手にじゃない。信頼できるヤードの人を僕たちは知ってる。その人に事情を話して、そこでしかるべき対応を受けてほしい。
余計な世話だ。世にとっては人間など皆同じだ。邪魔をするならば容赦はしないぞ。
Just as Van Helsing said, it's impossible to tell what he'll do. By the expression of hatred, he might harm someone else later on. But from how he fought earlier, we don't stand a chance against him. Lupin, I have an idea. Capture him. If we don't say anything, he's going to get away. Surely only bad things can come of that. Now is the time for action. Ha!
人間にしては大した身のこなしだ。だが
He jumps back, easily avoiding my attack. Then as he lands, he bounds forward, leg extended in a vicious flying kick. His small body rushes at me like a bullet. However, MP thrusts out his arm, blocking the boy's attack at me.
いってー、腕しびれる。
何？
The boy steps back in shock. MP.
平気平気。こんなのどうってことないね。なんせ俺は世界一の天才技師だからね。
He's obviously in pain, and being a genius has absolutely nothing to do with it, but I know, I was about to say, what does being an engineer have anything to do with you being okay? Thank you for protecting me, MP.
いやいや、どういたしまして。おい少年、どんな理由があったってな、女を蹴ろうなんざ男の風上にも置けねえぞ。
世の一撃を受けてその程度だと？貴様まさか。
No, he's just a really strong human. Suddenly we hear footsteps from behind. I turn around to see Van Helsing. You know, he went running straight for him, and then we went around, and Van Helsing's like, not even, just now catching up. You caught up. Van Helsing says nothing, glaring silently at the boy before us.
前は
久しぶりだな。竜の子、ドラキュラ。
その名はもう捨てた。世は父の名を継いだのだ。
そうか。では私もお前をドラクロワ2世と呼ぼう。
Do these two know each other? I'm about to ask when, in an instant, I'm just going to call it Delacroix. In an instant, Delacroix slides in close to Van Helsing and swings his fist. I'm going to assume the X is silent, so I'm just going to not pronounce that. Van Helsing blocks the punch with his gun, but the force of the impact causes him to jump back to avoid falling over.
よくものこのこと世の前に顔を出せたものだな。
お前はこのままでは闇に落ちる。私と同じように。
貴 が貴様が知ったような口を叩くなバンヘルシング。
Poor kid. I feel sorry for him. I mean, even if I didn't already know this, the fact that he is so enraged by the sight of Van Helsing, it just indicates that Van Helsing and his father, like, duked it out in the past, and the father is no longer with him today. I feel so bad for him. He's like, how dare you show your face here again? The attack is intense. The boy throws a storm of punches too fast for the human eye, but Van Helsing calmly blocks them.
殺してやる。貴様は絶対に殺してやる。
悪いが私はまだ死ねない。
Van Helsing swings his gun, but Delacroix jumps back to avoid the strike. The two glare at each other, and there's no room for anyone to intervene, but... And now go take care of those guys. You hear the other bounty hunters closing in. They finally caught up. Delacroix looks away for a moment.
ヘルシング、貴様が父上を殺したあの場所で待っている。もし来なければ、世がお前を探し出し、お前とお前の大切な者たちを一人残らず殺してやる。そこにいる者たちも全員だ。
His eyes are full of murderous intent. When he glares at me, I can't help myself from taking a few steps backwards.
我らの因縁に決着をつけるとしよう。
With that, he disappears into the night before anyone can do anything to stop him. All that remains is the angry shouting of the men searching for him and our own confusion. Several hours later, we have returned to the mansion. Delacroix disappeared into the forest without being captured. The auction organizers placed an even greater bounty on him, and the greedy hunters hooted and shouted in excitement. Whatever, you guys can't capture vampires. It doesn't matter how much the reward is, you're going to fail. Once we came back to the mansion, Van Helsing announced that he needed some fresh air and went outside. It's already midnight, but nobody seems to want to retire to their own room yet. I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing. What did Van Helsing do in the past? He murdered that boy's father? If so, why did he do such a thing? Because he was forced to fight in the vampire war. I mean, you guys found out that he fought in the vampire war. He's the human weapon, and he's a hero. So he obviously killed a bunch of vampires. There are so many questions, but I can't quite tell if it's my place to ask outright. The silence is finally broken by the count.
私たちは選ばなければいけませんね。
What?
彼と直接対峙し、彼の気が変わるよう促すか、それとも彼が今後私たちに危害を加えられないようにするか。
The latter option is probably a genteel way of suggesting that we kill him. I assume as much, but I can't bring myself to ask for clarification.
なこと言ってもさ、相手は子供なんだぜ。戦おうって気にはなんねえよ。
Me too, and he seemed to have his reasons for doing what he did.
そうだね。だけど、ドラクロワ2世は僕たちを殺すと宣言したんだ。何も考えないわけにはいかないよ。
Yeah.
とにかく、俺たちだって黙って殺されるわけにはいかねえんだ。明日、奴のアジトに行ってみようぜ。
You don't need to find it. He literally told Van Helsing to meet him at the place you killed my father. He knows exactly where it is.
アジト あのドラクロワ2世の言っていたバンとの因縁の地という場所ですか？
向かうのはいいけど、それってどこにあるわけ？バンしか知らないんじゃね？
それにこれはバン個人の問題でもあります。そうやすやすと彼が私たちを同行させるでしょうか？
そればっかりは本人次第だな。嫌だと言われりゃそれまでだ。とにかく今日は解散しようぜ。何をするにも休息は必要だからな。
Lupin is the first to leave the room. MP, Saint Germain, and Victor eventually all head up to their own rooms. As for me, for some reason, I don't want to go to bed just yet, so I remain in my chair. I wonder how long I've been sitting here. I sit in the quiet, deserted lounge with my eyes closed. I hear a noise and raise my head to see Victor standing at the open door.
いや、ずいぶんと遅くまで起きてるね。寝ないのかい？
So many thoughts keep coming up in my mind, so I can't sleep. What about you?
僕も君と同じかな。あの子供とバンのことを少し考えててさ。
Delacroix?
うん。これまでに彼が起こした事件を最初から全て調べてみたんだけど、狙った獲物はみんな元は吸血鬼の王族が持っていた財産だったものらしいんだ。
What?
つまり彼は盗んでいたんじゃない。奪われた吸血鬼の財産、同胞の形見を取り返していたんだよ。
知れ者ども、道を開けろ！世は世が手に入れるべきものをここへ取り返しに来たのだからな。
Is that true?
多分バンもそのことは分かっているんだろうね。彼ほど深く吸血鬼たちの滅亡を知る人はいないだろうから。
Victor, do you know Van Helsing well?
いや、知っているのは表面的なことだけだよ。彼は2年前の吸血鬼戦争で英雄になった。彼のおかげで吸血鬼戦争は短期に終結し、英国軍は軽微な被害で済んだと言われている。人類に危害を加えようとした吸血鬼たちのアジトに乗り込んで、吸血鬼の王ドラクロワを殺し、その一族を全員殺したと言われてる。戦争はそれがきっかけで終結した。あとはただ残党狩りがあっただけだ。
Was all that necessary? Victor slowly shakes his head.
吸血鬼という存在が人類に危害を加えようとした。それがどこまで本当なのか僕にはわからないよ。でもはっきり言えることがある。戦争はただの殺し合いだ。そこに正義なんてない。
I notice that Victor's hands are clenched tightly into fists. Victor, what's the matter?
ああ、いや、僕も宮廷錬金術師なんてやっていたからさ。あの戦争に関しては他人事じゃいられなくて。
Victor's so cute. I love his voice when he gets all unnerved. Victor's tone makes me feel like he's avoiding the truth.
それでもバンは簡単に誰かを殺すような冷酷な人間じゃないと思うんだ。
No, he won't.
彼が称えられているいわゆる英雄的な行為は事実からほど遠い気がするんだ。
Victor knows him more than he lets on to. Yes, I think so too.
ああ、話し込んじゃったね。僕もそろそろ寝るとするよ。君も早く眠った方がいい。
Thanks. Victor smiles and gives me a little wave as he leaves. I still can't sleep though, so I head outside the mansion. We finally get to have like these personal moments with the characters, because so far it's been just as a group, and she doesn't get to get close to any of them personally besides MP because she trained with him. I only have one reason for doing so. I saw Van Helsing through the window and couldn't help but come out after him. I wonder where he went. I know I saw him right here. I feel that if I can see him, the thoughts that stir up my emotions, like Van Helsing's past and Delacroix II, hateful gaze, will somehow be soothed. Oh. I find him. He doesn't seem to be doing anything, just standing there deep in thought. I'm about to call out to him, but then I see what a somehow sorrowful state he is in, and I hesitate.
お前か。こんな時間に何をしている？
Yay, now we get to spend some time with Van Helsing. Van Helsing notices me before I can make up my mind to speak. Don't ask. That's not down this route. No, it's nothing.
そうか。
Van Helsing responds softly without looking in my direction. I won't ask. I can't bring myself to ask. If I were to ask him if he killed... I think I'm going to call him Dracula. I don't like his name. If I were to ask him if he killed Dracula's father, he would most likely tell me the truth. But there's nothing I could do about it, even if I knew the truth. I probably won't be able to even be sad or surprised about it.
Cardia.
What is it?
明日、私はドラクロワ2世の元へ行く。あの少年との関わりを避けることは許されない。
Even in Japanese, it sounds like Dracula, so that's just what I'm gonna call him. Alright. The young boy said he would kill Van Helsing. If he's decided to go there, that must mean he is willing to kill or die. Van Helsing's eyes reflect a silent yet unwavering strong will.
私は部屋に戻る。お前も用がないのなら部屋に戻る。
No, stay. We want to talk to you some more. Whatever. I nod and make my way back to the mansion. You don't get very many moments with the characters until you go down their own route, and then you learn. Then you really dive into their pasts. When I enter my room, Cece comes up to me wagging his tail. Oh, I'm sorry, Cece. That's right. We always sleep together. Were you worried about me? Everything's fine. Let's go to bed. Cece hops up on the bed and curls up. I feel the weight of his small body in my feet, and I close my eyes. Oh, by my feet, not in my feet. Van Helsing, Dracula II, my father, and me. I think about all kinds of things, but the conclusion I ultimately arrive at is simply everyone probably lives under the burden of all the different events in their past. What burden am I carrying? It's with this thought that I gradually fall asleep. The next day, this one's going to be a long one, isn't it? The train slowly leaves the station. We are headed for the place where Dracula II is waiting for us. According to Van Helsing, it is far to the north of London, all the way in Scotland. It's at least one whole day's journey away. In the end, we all decided that we would travel here together. Van Helsing had no objections from our request to accompany him. Van Helsing and Dracula II, do they mean to continue fighting until one of them falls? One having lost his family and the other having taken it away. Even if this is the path they've chosen for themselves, all I can think about is whether There is a way to avoid Van Helsing's death, and the death of Dracula II.
天候があまり良くありませんね。これは一雨来そうだ。
I look outside the window. Ominous gray clouds cover the sky. It feels like a foreshadowing of the events to come, and I avert my eyes from them. From that point, until we arrive, no one says much, and we spend our time either looking out the window or reading. The boy's father died during the Vampire War. He says Van Helsing killed him.
どうかしたか?
Without realizing it, I had been staring at Van Helsing. Oh, yes. It seems like you haven't slept much, so I was wondering if you're alright.
そうか。私は問題ない。お前こそ、あいつらを見習って気を休めておくことだ。
Really doesn't need to sleep much, though. I mean, she sat in her room in a chair for years. I don't imagine that she got much sleep in a chair, so she's probably used to no sleep. With those few words, the conversation comes to an end. I wonder what he's thinking right now. We are all deep within a forest. We arrive at the right station at dawn, but there is still a long journey ahead. It's already sunset.
もうすぐ日が暮れますね。目的の場所というのはまだ遠いのでしょうか。
もう少しだ。
We walk through the woods in silence. Van Helsing? Silence. But I don't back down and keep talking. What are you going to do to that boy? If the only options are to kill or be killed, what did he come here to do?
さあな。
Well, I mean, he probably didn't come here to die. Or did he? He doesn't give a clear answer and starts walking even faster. We walk for 2 more hours. Sorry, I'm thinking about the castle that my players are going to visit today. And I'm really excited about it. The scenery suddenly opens up around us and the trees are replaced by a tall building.
おお、こりゃすげえや。
うわー、すごく大きなお屋敷だね。ずいぶん古いようだけど。
It probably looks as big as the castle that they're going to go to today. It took me so many maps to draw it all out.
吸血鬼一族の歴史は古く、各地に点在していたようです。ここもその拠点の一つなのでしょう。
なんつうか、でかいしすげえんだけど、なんか寂しい場所なんだな。
No, it's cool. And that he mentions that the castle does have a certain sadness. They said mansion and then they said castle, so which one is it? It looks more like a castle to me, but whatever. Is that boy waiting for us all by himself in that mansion? Now they use mansion. I don't understand. Is that boy waiting for us all by himself in that mansion that used to stand with such dignity in the past?
行くぞ。
And Helsing sets off when we follow. Our footsteps echo in the hall. While the interior is in disrepair, it's not as bad as the decrepit exterior.
なんかびっくりするほど錆びれちゃってんのな。
Impy says this in a soft voice, sounding sadder than I expected. I turn around. Impy, have you been here before?
いや、ないよ。ないんだけど、なんだかね。
インピー。ドラクロワ2世がなぜあれほど強いのか、お前は疑問に思っていたな。
Is this the vampire?
え、ああ、うん、そうだな。いくら吸血鬼って言ってもさ、子供だぜ。そりゃ不思議に思うっての。
He's just a kid, but he's probably hundreds of years old already.
疑問に答えてやろう。ドラクロワ2世は純血種だ。
Pure blood?
吸血鬼という種族は閉鎖的ではあったが、世界情勢を作るのはあくまで人間だ。そして人に近しい存在であるがゆえに、人の世界と無関係ではいられない。時代を経るにつれ、一部の吸血鬼は人間との交流を深め、その血は混じり合っていった。
なるほど。種族を超えた愛というものでしょうか。
Is a vampire really a species, though? I would beg to differ. Because you can change humans into vampires.
表現など好きにすればいい。
Yeah, see, he doesn't believe it either.
やがて人間との関わりが強くなるにつれ、堅くなに交流を拒んでいた者たちは全体から見ればごく少数となった。単なる人嫌いや吸血鬼としての誇りを掲げる者。理由は様々だったが、それらは皆一様に吸血鬼本来の高い身体能力を誇った。
へえ。じゃああのちびすけが強えのは人の血が混じってないからか。
昔はむしろあれが普通だったってことだよね。吸血鬼は人間の畏怖の対象だったって言うけど、それもうなずける話だね。
だが結局のところ、人間との交流を拒んだ者たちの大半は自然と消えていくことになったがな。
畏怖の対象ね。
Van Helsing continues speaking as he walks.
奴はもうすぐそこにいる。かつて私が吸血鬼の王ドラクロワを殺したその場所に。
We suddenly enter an open space, a large room the size of a great hall. I see wide, luxurious staircases and elaborate chandeliers. Although everything looks all worn out now, their presence speaks of the past splendor of this mansion. And then...
待っていたぞ、ヘルシング。
Standing in the center of the stair is the pure-blooded vampire, as if he had been waiting this whole time.
父上が最後に果てたこの場所で、世は貴様の首を取ってみせよ。
We all tense up at the hateful words. However, without hesitation, Van Helsing steps forward, without even drawing his guns. Van Helsing?
そこで見ていろ。
おいおい、一人で平気なのかよ。
これはあくまでも私の問題だ。ここから先は私だけでいい。
Yep, just let the man deal with his problem. He is the only one that can bring peace to himself. So.
ほう、大勢で来たというのに助けは求めぬのか。世は貴様らが束で来ようとも構わぬが。まあその結果、転がる死体の数が増えるだけになるかもしれんがな。
無駄口が多いな、ドラクロワ2世。私を恐れているのか？私が憎いのならば、早々に殺してみるがいい。もっとも、それができるならばの話だが。
And the tense atmosphere of the air around the boy seems to swirl.
よかろう。
He brushes his cape back and raises his fists.
世を以前の世と思うな。お前を殺すためだけに世は修練を重ねてきたのだ。父上の無念、母上の悲しみ、同胞たちの怒りを今ここで晴らしてくれる。
And Helsing almost looks sad in that image right there.
行くぞ、ヘルシング！
His speed enables him to close the 10 steps between them and in an instant. 10 steps. That's not very many steps. I thought he was like all the way up the stairs. As we expected, Dracula II's physical abilities are extraordinary. Van Helsing takes every one of the boy's punches without so much as a change in his expression. I know you're like adding insult to injury right now. Van Helsing brushes aside an unending stream of punches and kicks, doing nothing but fighting defensively. But how is Van Helsing able to block these attacks so easily? From what I saw at the auction, the child's fist holds a tremendous amount of power. Is it really possible to take this many blows even though they may not all be direct hits?
あれは相手の力を正面から受け止めていないからですよ。
I mean, there's a reason why he came out of a vampire war as a hero. The Count speaks out as if reading my mind.
力を受け止めるのではなく、その力の方向を巧みにそらすことで威力を逃がしているんです。とはいえ、あれはあくまでもバンだから可能な戦法でしょう。常人ではドラクロワ2世の拳に反応すらできないでしょうから。人間兵器の名は嘘ではないということです。
His reputation is earned. Does that mean both of them are superhuman beings above the range of what's considered normal? Well, yeah, of course. I suddenly recall my past of being called a monster and being hated. For some reason, the scene before me of two people fighting for their lives looks sad to me. Are you sure he doesn't need help?
助ける必要はねえだろ。
But
別に見捨てるとかそういうことじゃねえさ。ただ単にバンがそれを望んじゃいねえし、それにあいつにも考えがあるんだろ。本気でやべえと思ったら問答無用で助けりゃいい。でもそれまでは俺たちは何もするべきじゃねえ。バンの言う通り、これはあいつが背負わなきゃいけないことだろうからな。
something he has to do himself. I just let the two men duke it out.
心配しなくてもいいよ。バンは強いし、優しい人だと思う。
Yeah, if he wanted the child dead, he would have had his guns out by now.
きっと、なんとかしてくれる。
Okay. I nod hesitantly at Victor's points. As we watch the fighting progress, it all changes suddenly. Did you get punched? Van Helsing sinks his fist into the boy's abdomen. Van Helsing wastes no opportunity when his opponent loses his balance and delivers a blow to Dracula's head with his elbow. The boy jumps back in defense, however. By that time, Van Helsing has his two shotguns out and already pointed at Dracula. I love these pictures in this game. They're so beautiful. The tables have completely turned from his defensive fighting earlier. The hunter and the hunted. A tense silence fills the space between them.
それがどうした？中断を避けるなど造作もない。
ならば試してみるか。その瞬間、お前は息絶えることになるがな。お前自身、分かっているはずだ。お前は亡き父上よりはるかに弱い。お前では私に勝てない。
ならば なぜ撃たない？
幸福を求める。私はそもそもお前に危害を与える気はない。
それは一体何のつもりだ？今さら情けをかけるというのか？
警告だ。動くな。
ならばなぜ2年前のあの時その情けを見せなかった？
お前を撃ちたくはない。
お前さえいなければ。
I feel so bad for him. Just hearing his voice makes me want to cry.
父上と母上は知らなかったのに。
Boy leaps forward. I gulp at the dull boom of the gunshot. Dracula is rolling on the floor as if he's been thrown back.
警告したはずだぞ。
Not a single drop of blood stains his clothes. Instead, there are white shards. I immediately realize what they are. Rock salt. Van Helsing had no intention of killing the boy from the very beginning.
殺してやる。
Even after being shot, Dracula stands up. Van Helsing fires another shotgun blast and the vampire falls to the ground.
殺してやる。お前もお前の大切なものもすべて。
Even then, Dracula tries to stand up once again. Dracula screams as the gunshots continue.
立つな。
Just watching this is like so heartbreaking. He was like, all you have to do is just surrender and I can stop torturing you. Van Helsing's story is really sad. And we're playing that next after MP, so we will soon learn Van Helsing's pain.
必ず復讐してやる。父上と母上の優しさを利用し裏切った貴様を許すものか。
The body is blown away like an old rag and rolls across the floor. Van Helsing. That's enough, Van Helsing. It seems like Dracula has finally lost the strength to withstand more gunshots and has stopped moving. His face is twisted in pain.
力の差が分かっただろう。ドラクロは2世。お前の実力では決して私を倒すことはできない。それともうこれ以上宝物の強奪などやめることだ。人間はお前が思っている以上に残酷だ。
That's funny. I stopped stealing.
油断しているお前ではいつかその身を食われることになる。人間すべてに復讐することなど諦めろ。
許さない。ヘルシング、お前だけは。
ああ。お前が殺すのは私だけでいい。
And Helsing stands and looks down at the boy for a long time.
今はまだお前に殺されるわけにはいかない。私にもどうしても果たさなければいけない目的がある。だが全てが終わったら私はお前に殺されよう。私はそれだけのことをした。
Van Helsing.
ドラクロは2世。お前の復讐は私を殺して終わりにしろ。それ以上誰も憎むな。
Dracula slowly raises to his knees, shaking. He apparently has no more strength to resist, and Van Helsing lowers his guns.
どういうつもりだ。罪滅ぼしとでも言うのか。そんなこと絶対に許さない。善人のふりをして救いの手を差し出すなど。殺せ。お前に情けをかけられては父上と母上に顔向けできない。
お前を殺す必要がない。
殺せ。殺せ。
The boy crumples to the ground. For a while, his crying is the only thing to break the silence within the hall. Outside, thunder roars in the distance, dully echoing through the house. I don't know the truth behind the war 2 years ago, or what war is really like. I only have knowledge from books I've read. I don't understand war very well. To me, Dracula II and Van Helsing both look like victims carrying the weight of their sadness from those events. A huge mansion has gone to ruin. He was probably living here all alone for the past 2 years, just like I had been in Wales. No, his pain is far greater than mine. A hatred he can't do anything about, and an anger that burns through him. His suffering must have been immense. Speak hesitantly. Do you think we could possibly bring him back with us?
この子とはドラクロワ2世のことですよね。
カルディアちゃん、いくらなんでもそれは無理ってもんじゃない。この坊や俺たちのこと殺すって言ってたんだぜ。その発想はさすがになかったっつうか、なんていうか、とりあえず俺は反対。
それは僕も賛成しかねるかな。みんなの安全を考えれば彼という存在は危険すぎるよ。
As expected, everyone disagrees. I could tell that Dracula, leaning on the staircase to support himself, was quietly looking at me.
カルディア、どうしてそうしたいと思った？なんか理由があるんだろ？
She has a big heart. He's here all by himself. Now that Lupin's asked, I start to explain my reasons little by little. I think it must be very lonely for him to stay here all by himself. I think that's very sad. At first I didn't realize it because being alone seemed so natural to me, but now that I look back, the years I was alone were a very painful and trying time in my life. I tried to explain myself, but the words just aren't coming out and I get frustrated. I think there are a lot of things we won't see or understand, not as long as he remains here. That's why I want you to come with us. I think things will start to look different to you with a change of scenery. Does that sound crazy?
カルディアちゃん。
ああ、貴様は今相当おかしなことを言っているぞ。
Dracula suddenly starts talking.
なぜそんなに必死になる？世のことを何も知らないお前がなぜ世を気遣うようなことを言う？
Because not all people are heartless. His gaze is sharp, searching for answers. I look directly back at him, staring into his eyes. My life has not been as difficult as yours, but I know a little bit about loneliness. That's why I want to try to do something about it. Even though it's a dangerous situation, I know the pain of losing parents. He remains silent for a long time.
世の感情を勝手に決めつけた挙句、それをどうにかしてやりたいだと。実に勝手な意見だな。
I'm sorry. Dracula takes a breath and looks around the hall before turning to me again.
ここは、この屋敷は同胞の家族の墓だ。墓には墓守りが必要なのだ。世はここを離れるわけにはいかない。
復讐をなすことがお前の悲願なのだろ
う。And Helsing suddenly speaks up.
ならば、お前はここに眠る同胞のためにも私を見張っている。
Twisted around to an obligation.
すべてが終わったとき、私が心変わりをして逃げ出さないようにな。そしていつか私を殺し、その事実をもって手向けの花とするがいい。
Turned it into a duty, something that a boy of revenge would understand.
その言葉に偽りはないのだな、ヘルシング。
ああ。その程度のことで私の罪が消えるとも思っていない。だが今となっては私にできることはそれくらいだ。
Van Helsing falls silent. Dracula doesn't say anything either and simply stares at him. There is a long silence. Finally, in a soft voice.
わかった。お前たちと共に行こ
う。Yay, join the harem. It sounds a little strange to say that about us, like a small child, but whatever. Join the fan club. There we go. That's better. Elsewhere, this looks like... Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, it looks like the church, but I don't want to say anything unless it says it itself. Venice stares up at the ceiling of the St. Paul's Cathedral. The moonlight is tinted by the stained glass windows, spraying colored light across the floor. He can't help but smile. The magnificence and beauty that his father Isaac Beckford so loved brings him peace of mind. When he is here in this place, he feels like he is communing with his father. He hears footsteps from behind and turns around to find Alistair.
フィニス、探し物の居場所が分かったようだ。
Why don't you just say Cardia? Because obviously, if this is only concern is Cardia. The reader already knows this.
そう。今回は随分時間がかかったね。あの列車の件といい、黄昏も人材不足かな。
Understaffed.
嫌味を言うのは構わんが、それで結果が変わるわけではないぞ。
嫌味？やめてよ、アレスター。僕は君を信頼してる。素晴らしい部下だと思ってるよ。
Amazing lackey.
やれやれ。それが嫌味だというの。
それで、彼らはどこに？
このロンドンのどこかということだ。要するに、全く分かっていないに等しいな。
Somewhere in London, so pretty much not a clue.
何それ？報告にならないじゃない。やっぱり素晴らしい部下っていうのは取り消してもいいかな。
Like, never mind, I take it all back.
いかようにもあちらには闘争の天才がいるとはいえ、それ以上に何かが邪魔しているようでね。
Alistair strokes his beard and takes a deep breath before continuing.
まあこれでも努力しているのだよ。多めに見てほしいものだ。
いずれにしろ総力を挙げて調べてよ。もう計画の準備は最終段階に入ってるんだからさ。
御意のままに。では私は先に失礼する。明日は朝早くから大学で講義があるのでね。
そうそう、アレスター。一つ聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
Alistair, who has already turned to walk away, stops and looks back.
何かね。
あの列車の騒動の時、わざとヘルシングを殺さなかったよね。やろうと思えばいくらでもできたでしょ。
Oh, how could Alistair kill something that even a vampire can't kill?
どうして殺さなかったの？黄昏にいた頃の元教え子だから？君のような本当の天才があの場面で後々の面倒を放置するとは思わなかったからさ。
これは君が私をそこまで買っているとは。がしかし理由は実に単純だ。投げ込まれた花火に動揺してしまってね。気がついた時すでに彼は姿を消していた。それだけのことだ。
You're such a liar. Like, okay, sure, the Twilight members might have got surprised by the fireworks, but a man such as your composed stature would have whatever. Like, not even Sholmes would have been that surprised. I mean, yeah, he was surprised, but it's still you're just making excuses.
へえ。
何かおかしな点でもあるかね。
No, you're just making excuses.
わかったよ。そういうことにしておいてあげる。
It's like, I'll accept your sorry excuse for now.
君も人の子だということが分かって少し安心したくらいだ。
Spared him on purpose.
でも覚えておくといい。二度目はないよ。
That sounds a little ominous.
ああ、なるべく忘れないようにするとしよう。
Alistair bows slightly, then melts into the darkness and disappears. An old guy bowing to a child such as this just shows you how much authority that Finis commands right now. He's in a good mood, so much as he doesn't even mind Alistair's blunder. Soon he can see his sister and become one with her. That was his father's very wish. He will carry out his father's will.
父様、見ていてください。
His laughter echoes eerily throughout the acoustics of the cathedral. Yeah, I think that's the end. Almost a 2-hour video, right? Yep. You're 6. So I don't think I'll be able to edit this before D&D starts today, which is unfortunate because it's been a long time since I posted a video. I really need to get this out, but I have to be at the end of the night. I apologize at the speed at which these videos are coming out, but this week was just a lot. And so hopefully I can get back to a regular schedule in the following weeks. So look forward to that. We are on chapter 6 now. 6, 7, and 8 is common root, and then we get into Impy's root, and then we can finally learn what is behind the genius engineer and if he's really going to go to the moon or not. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.